Welcome to Your Daily Writing Habit, episode number 699. If you are writing a book or thinking about it, or maybe you've started writing your book but you need some help getting it done, or perhaps you're at the stage where you need help reaching more readers to let them know about your book, you are in the right place. Good morning, everyone. Happy Sunday. I'm your host, Christine Whitmarsh. If you're looking for me online, look for Christine Inc., like that stuff we write with. Each day, I'm sharing with you the writing habits I've learned over my 19 years as a ghostwriter, book coach, and author. I have found that three things in particular have a huge impact on your success as an author, and they can turn someone who doesn't really kind of maybe see themselves as a writer even into a published author. Those three things are writing fundamentals, productivity, and mindset habits. And once again, good morning, everyone. Happy Sunday. It is Sunday story time, as we do every week here on the show, where I grab a book off my bookshelf, whether it's one of my own books or a client book or a book that's impacting me, or today's book I'm pulling from my bedside because that's where I do my reading at night. And this is a book I'm currently reading about storytelling and learning some great lessons that we can apply as authors. The name of the book is Stories That Stick: How Storytelling Can Captivate Customers, Influence Audiences, and Transform Your Business by Kindra Hall. And if you're not a person who has a business and you're saying, I'm an author, I'm not a business, I want you to listen anyway. Stay tuned, read the excerpt, because I have found a way, as always, to apply this excerpt to your writing. So here we go, an excerpt from Stories That Stick. All else considered equal, story wins. There's a reason why when I look for garments to wear beneath my slimly tailored shift dresses, I don't buy whatever happens to be hanging on Nordstrom's shelves of solutions, but always go straight for the Spanx. Why? Because I've heard Sarah Blakely's story. It's the story of how she took a chance and started a company, about how she hustled until she got a once-in-a-lifetime appointment with a buyer at a huge department store. The story of when she sat down with this buyer, and when it looked like the woman just didn't get it, Blakely convinced the woman to come to the bathroom with her to show her the product in action. Just like with extra gum, when I'm staring at a sea of hip slimmers and waist trimmers that all pretty much promise to do the same thing, I'm going with the one whose story I love. The same is true when I decide to splurge and get my hair blown out. No, not cut, not colored, just dried and styled. I could walk into any salon, including the one I've been going to every 6 weeks for the past 10 years, and get this service done. But instead, I go to Dry Bar. Why? Because I've heard the founder's story. Allie Webb has told her founder's story in magazines and online interviews, on podcasts, and at women's events. You name the platform or medium, and it's likely Allie has told her story there. I've heard it several times and sliced in different ways, and I'm always happy to read or hear it again. The story of her own curly hair and how that made her feel as a child, parentheses, I always felt awkward as a child, not because of my hair, but I could relate. The part about overpriced blowouts. I once overdrew my bank account because I bought shampoo at the salon and didn't realize it was $100 a bottle. The part about her driving all over Los Angeles giving blowouts to her friends for cheap. I think about the number of times I spent hours writing stories for my friends' cover letters or wedding vows or acceptance speeches. The part about her brother having faith in her, encouraging her to pursue it. My husband encouraged me to quit my job to figure out how to do storytelling full-time, whatever that meant. All the struggle, all the risk, all the leaps of faith, and eventually all the success. I mean, what more could you want? The way my daughter smiles with wonder when Ariel turns into a human and gets to marry Prince Eric is the exact adult equivalent I feel when I hear a well-told founder story, like dreams do come true. Princesses can defeat the odds. It might sound as crazy as transforming from a mermaid to a human or a puppet to a real boy, but it is possible. The founder story blurs together with my own story, and I become a brand loyalist as a result. Done right, the founder story does this. It taps into the desires that stir at the core of every human. No matter where the founder currently is on his or her quest for entrepreneurial success, the story of the early days often reads like a fairy tale, which is exactly why you should tell it and never stop. And once again, that's an excerpt from the book Stories That Stick by Kindra Hall. And the reason I read it today is and applying it to all of us as an author. As authors, we are our brand. So as an author, you are your brand. You are your company. And in addition to simply selling your books, how can you also sell your story? Your founder's story, so to speak. And in the case of authors, your founder story is how and why you decided to become a writer. And for most of us, it started as a very young age. So we might be the only ones out there. Most people's founder stories, maybe even like the most, innovative startups have founder stories maybe at the age of 18, early 20s, whatever. As authors, I think some of our founder stories, mine, is age 7 when I started writing. So we actually have super creative, fun founder stories. So, repeating the question, in addition to simply selling your books, how can you also sell your founder story? How and why you became a writer? How can you use your founder story to draw people to you and your book? Thank you for joining me here on Your Daily Writing Habit, where I am helping you write and finish writing an awesome book. And please drop by my Inc. Authors group on Facebook. Let us know what you're up to. Let us know how we can support you. Tell us about your writing goals. All the things. Inc. Authors on Facebook. Check the show notes for the link. Until tomorrow, happy writing.